Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to my laptop upgrade. Now, I'm going to be upgrading my Asus, what is it, it's a G513, is apparently the particular model of this laptop. It's a good laptop, it's a nice little laptop, it hasn't got a massive amount of storage, so we're going to be upgrading that with some crucial, with a crucial memory stick here. This is one of the M.2 SSDs, and it's a 2 terabyte SSD. Not necessarily maybe the fastest that you can get, but the space size is fast enough. It's an NVMe drive, isn't it? So it's going to be fast enough. I'm going to be putting my games on this because this laptop has got enough storage for the operating system and my programs and stuff. Does not have enough storage for the game, so we're going to add that. And also, while I'm at it, I'm going to upgrade the RAM. Why am I going to upgrade the RAM? Just because. The two things that you are supposed to be able to easily upgrade in this laptop is the storage and RAM. So I thought, well, I may as well do both at the same time. I did a very quick amount of research. These sorts of things was what was recommended. That's what I bought. I haven't even got any tools out. I'm going to see how easy it is to do this. I'm hoping it's going to be really easy. But let's go. Let's try and do this. So should we do anything beforehand and check? Or no, we don't need to check the drives and RAM. We'll be able to just see how much RAM it's got. So I'm going to turn it over and have a look to see what we've got here. Let's have a look. Okay. So I'm not seeing any immediate obvious kind of panels that can come off, although I am seeing a number of small screws. So I'm going to get my screw tray, which is just within arm's reach. Luckily, what we got in here? I'm in the middle of repairing my 3D printer. Maybe we ought to keep those screws to one side. Okay, so I've got my relatively cheap precision screwdriver kit here. Let's just take that out and have a look, see what we need. Probably... let's have a look here, because these aren't tiny screws, but they are quite small. That looks like it might do the job. Not really seeing anything. Oh, let's go for that and see what happens. Okay. So there were several different size screws. I say several, I think there's 3 different size screws, but I'm keeping them all around the edge of the laptop, just off the edge of camera, so that I know which screws go into which holes in theory. Now, I presume now that all the visible screws are off, I should be able to just prise off the back plate, but I'm going to do so extremely carefully. This is not a cheap laptop, and I don't want to cause any problems. Let's just pop that there and pop the laptop back in place. There we go. That's not going to just randomly slide around at all now. Okay, so assuming that we have unscrewed everything we need to unscrew, let's be a little bit more forceful with our... yes, that seems to be okay now. There is some sort of clip or something that was coming off as I go round, and I can see that that is coming off quite nicely now. Okay. You can see it's wanting to come off. It's just weird around this. Mr. Screw. That's why this corner. This is why I don't put too much pressure on. Put too much pressure on, it's all going to go crazy. There is a little screw at the back here. You can just see in the corner of the video. Oh, I felt that move. Let's put that down. Let's put it down. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, there's some sort of connection. Good job, I was gentle there. Oh yes, we've got some ribbon cables. Lovely, lovely ribbon. I hate ribbon cables. Well, there we go. Look at this. This is interesting, isn't it? So we've got fans either side, part of the cooling system. There's heat sinks at the back here, or some sort of heat sink, blowy extractory things. Just off image. I'm not going to slide it. There's the, well, actually I will slide it. Screw it. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. There's the I/O ports at the back, and there's some on the side here, including a headphone jack. And what have we got here? There appears to be, now over here is the obvious place for our SSD. There is an SSD slot wide open, and I can't really see under here. There's some sort of thermal pad. See, there's a thermal pad there with the RAM on it. There's RAM there. I don't know what RAM that is. I don't know. I think that's a 16 gig kit, and we're moving up to 32. I can't remember. I ordered these parts ages ago, and it took me ages to get round to doing this upgrade. Anyway, obviously we've got battery here, and then Ryzen 9 chip in there, and the CPU's under that as well. I'm not going to poke around inside there. So let's have a look at under here. Now, I have not actually had to do laptop RAM before, so it's not immediately obvious to me how this RAM disconnects, but there is a little flippy lever that side, and there is a little flippy lever that side, and it does appear to just come up. I'm trying not to just yank it out, but it's just jumping out at me. There we go. Oh, there we go. Let's take. We're gonna have to take it off this thermal sticky. There we go. So that is the default RAM that's in there. Right, okay, I've just double checked it, and these RAM sticks are 8 gig each, which means currently installed in the laptop there is 16 gigs of RAM. So what we're doing is we're completely replacing them with this crucial memory, and we're going from 16 to 32 gig. We're not going 32 and doubling up to 64. I did wonder whether that was going to be the case, because a 64 gigabyte laptop just to me seems a little bit ridiculous. I know my PC is 64 gig, but I do a lot more multitasking, where on a laptop you do a lot less multitasking, and I think 32 gig makes a lot more sense, especially considering the maximum amount of RAM you can put in this thing in any configuration is 32 gig. So we're going up to the max. Right, let's get these 8 gig sticks out, and then we can put the new sticks in. Okay, there's only one way because there's a short edge and a long edge. So slide that like that, and I presume we just push down and they click in. There we go. This is my first ever laptop RAM experience. Okay, so there we go. We're going with the other stick. It's a 16 gig stick, so there we go. Make sure we get this in the right way. Don't want to force anything. If things just clip in without you having to force it, then you know you're doing it right, right? Probably. There we go. Once again, clips in lovely. So while we're at it, we're going to do this memory, the memory upgrade. I say memory, it's a different sort of memory. Storage. Should we call it storage upgrade? Yes, that's better, isn't it? So with the storage, this is what I needed. Okay, so I put the RAM in because I was doing an upgrade anyway. And what I did is I bought this and the RAM in the Black Friday sales absolutely ages ago. So I got a good discount on it, or what I believe to be a good discount. You can't always just outright trust what they're telling you the price changes are, can you? Let's see. I've got to be extra careful here. We don't want to drop any bits or screws into the laptop that we're actually sat in front of. So we've got a leaflet and a box, and then just a stick, which is fantastic. So, oh, there is a screw, but it's contained, so that's okay. We're going to open this up to the side so that screw doesn't jump out and land in the laptop, which would be a little bit rubbish. And there's a screw already mounted, like a holding screw or retaining screw already in place. So this way. No, we're not. No. We're going that way. Again, there's a notch, so they can't really get it wrong. These go in at a little bit of an angle. How much of an angle? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Seems to be quite happy there. There we go. All the way in. And now, oh, actually, I probably shouldn't have changed that because I've got to tighten that screw back up again. So we'll go back to the one that I used to get that screw out. And we're going to put that screw back in. So gently press the SSD down. And gently, there we go. That'll do. Nice and tight. Okay. So, there we go. The RAM has been swapped. My new 2 gig stick is in. I haven't ripped anything out that I'm aware of or broken anything that I'm aware of. So we'll just close this little thing back up. And the thing is, do we test before popping the screws back in? Just to make sure that, I mean, because the case clips down pretty well without the screws. So if there is a problem, it would just be a case of taking that lid off again, which now we've got all the screws out would probably be not a massive challenge. I tell you what, let's do it. Let's boot up. Will it boot up without the screws, or will it go, ah, you haven't got screws in? You know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to find out. Okay, so now I am recording on the laptop like a proper person, and hopefully we'll be able to see all the upgrades. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into System, System Information, and we'll have a look at the RAM. There it is. Total in physical memory installed, 32 gigs. Nice, fantastic. And if we leave that and go to the file system, let's see, have we got a second drive already available to us? No, but we may have to initialize something. Get rid of that, we don't want that. Go away, Bing. Okay, so here we go. We've got a disk that needs initializing. Nice. Let's do that. Let's initialize a disk and have a look. Well, there we go. We have a 2 terabyte disk which is available for us to do. We can do a new simple volume. We can use the entire amount. We're going to call it the G drive because if I can, I set my gaming drive to a G drive, and we'll label games. There we go. Quick format should be fine. Next, finish, boom, games, done. There we go. So there we go, folks. A successful upgrade. The RAM has been recognized and the games have been recognized too. Now what I need to do is move all the Steam games that I've got from the OS drive to the games drive, and I'll create a new Steam library and let the laptop do that over the next couple of hours. You know what? I've just got to pop those screws in, but I'm going to call that a fantastic success. I've never done any sort of laptop upgrade before that I can ever remember, and that was quite easy to do. Now, bearing in mind, this laptop has deliberately been designed so that you could easily add another SSD and so that the RAM can be changed out. Sometimes other things are going to be near impossible to do. For example, if I wanted to change the Wi-Fi adapter or card or whatever's in there to update that, it might be practically impossible. I actually researched the parts that were easy to do on this, and they're the parts that I did. Well, there we go, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care, and for now, goodbye.